What's going on, guys? Duelim here, back again with another video. And today we're talking about the hot topic that a lot of people have been talking about. Saw Dorky made a video. I figured I'd make a video because why not copy Dorky Dad, right? So we're going to be talking about the Rebirth and New Avengers change for the trials that I think is pretty interesting. So it's going to be Rebirth for difficulty 5 through 7, but if we want to do difficulty 8, which most of us will, we usually do difficulty 8 is kind of the breaking point for a lot of kind of higher end people, and then difficulty 9 and 10 are the real invested. Difficulty 8 is usually kind of like the baseline if you're decently invested in the game. And above, to bring home major rewards, you'll need both teams, as mission nodes will call for each trait individually. So this is going to be interesting. So essentially what that tells me is Rebirth is going to be on, a node, and it's only going to be Rebirth. And then New Avengers will be on a node. It's only New Avengers. There's a couple different ways you can look at this because it depends what they're going to do with it, right? So if they do one node of each, I think that's incredible, right? I feel like there's 3 different paths they can take. One node of each would be great because let's say it's just Rebirth on node 5 and just New Avengers on node 10. That would be the best possible case scenario, because then we could do all the way through node 10 and not have to build New Avengers, first of all. Second of all, if you have New Avengers built and you want to do node 10, you don't have to worry about saving cooldowns. You don't have to worry about anybody dying. Same thing with Rebirth. It's a one hit and they're done. Do I think this is going to happen? Absolutely not. That would mean we don't have to build New Avengers for anything, and everybody's already really got Rebirth built up for Incursion. The second option they could do, which is what they've done for the for Nova trials with the Masters of Evil being required, is they had the required team for nodes 2, 6, and 10. What I think would end up happening here is node 2 would be New Avengers, node 6 would be Rebirth, and then node 10 would be New Avengers again. So New Avengers, you would have to save cooldowns, make sure everybody's alive for node 2. That would also put a stopping point on node 2 right away. If you didn't build New Avengers, you couldn't go higher unless you on difficulty 8. That's kind of what they did for the minions, putting the first 2 nodes as the minions for the War Scourge, making that a big issue. So I feel like that would be the way they would do that. The only benefit to that would be Rebirth would be only needed on one node, so we wouldn't need to worry about cooldowns. We wouldn't need to worry about, if just, Cap America is the only one left and he just barely gets through it, and you don't have to worry about that, right? The third option is going to be it's going to be 4 nodes for the required tunes. So it would be 2 for Rebirth and 2 for New Avengers. My thought would be here is it's going to be like node 2 is New Avengers, node 5 is Rebirth, node 7 or node 8 would be Rebirth again, and then node 10 would be New Avengers, right? I feel like they're going to put that stopping block right in the beginning if you didn't build New Avengers, to be like, hey, you didn't build New Avengers. We told you for a while. They're the marquee team. We're not letting you get a high score with just the secondary team. I feel like that's going to be the most likely option, because it's going to require us to always worry about cooldowns on the first Rebirth node and the first New Avengers node. It's going to worry about getting through it clean, because we want to have a good, healthy team for the next node. And then it's also going to make us build New Avengers. I feel like that's the most likely, because it's all 3 of the issues that people would be able to kind of circumnavigate if you didn't build New Avengers or you didn't build them very high. So I did want to kind of look at my New Avengers here, or I'm sorry, my Rebirth in game. Most people's Rebirth kind of looks similar to this. I feel like people are complaining that Rebirth as being a necessary team to build is a bad thing, and I don't think that is the case. I think it's actually a really good thing that Rebirth is a required team, especially to the fact that they're required, that they will be the only team required on a node. Means that they're going to be good enough to clear 2 nodes by themselves, right? With pretty good investment. But the good thing is we all pretty much have that pretty good investment in them, because we're doing Incursion. If you're in Incursion 1.6, all these dudes are level 95, gear 17. Wow, I struggled there. Gear 17 or gear 16, right? As you can see here, I took Agent Venom and Peggy to Global for Dark Dimension 6. I don't recommend doing that now, but earlier those were decent selections because the global options weren't the best. Some people took Cap America, which is also a great choice for Dark Dimension 6 early on. So you're going to get value out of taking these tunes to Dark Dimension 6. You're going to get value from taking them to level 95, because we did for Incursion. They've also been a pretty good They were a really good team in room 6 of Cosmic Crucible last season because they had their own room and they were really, really good. Everybody had it on defense. This season, they've been really good in room 4 and in room 2 as a backup. If you don't have a big Bifrost and didn't want to put too much into Bifrost, they've been really good in room 2 and they've been really good in room 4 with the taunt mechanic of Wrecking Ball. So we're getting a lot of value out of this team for 2 Cosmic Crucible seasons. Incursion raids all the way through. We even used them in the Doom raids. They were the solution to Doom 3.5 raids when Web Warriors weren't getting it done anymore. So we've had Doom raids, Incursion raids, Cosmic Crucible season, another Cosmic Crucible season. So we've gotten a lot of value out of this team, and there's been a lot of incentive to build them, right? So I feel like the incentive to build them has been there for a long time, and a lot of people have invested in them, which is a good thing. That makes our trials a lot easier. Excuse me, our trials a lot easier. Now, as for the new Avengers, right? Let's go to our new Avengers. I have been preaching not to build them very high, and I may need to now. I may need to. I'm not sure. This is kind of the limit I'm taking, everybody, as of right now. I am going to store some gold in case I do need to build them a little bit higher, in case I'm not happy with my results in the Scourge. I'm saving a little bit of gold right now. But the big problem I have is I don't have the uniques. Shield Tech all went to Kestrel. Osmium is going to Nova. The Thing has the Ballistic Weave, which went to Firestar for Dark Dimension 6. And then Coulson is also Shield Tech. Tigra is Carbonadium. The problem is that's going all to Omega Red. So I don't have the ability to take them up past Gear 15 right now. And it's going to require gold to take them up any higher if I want to make them any bigger. And that's a lot of gold to invest. Am I recommending investing in them? Not right now. No, just wait. There's no point. You know your Rebirth is good, so you're not going to have to invest in them at all, probably. For the new Avengers, I'd say just wait until the Scourge comes out. We got people testing it. Myself, I'm going to do a lot of testing. I did a lot of testing for Black Cat, and I was able to get through D10 with my tiny, tiny roster. But I'm going to do a lot of testing. I know obviously Dorky's going to do a lot of testing, put out his videos and all that stuff. It's a wait and see. It's just like the minions. Don't build shield like, Dorky did all the way to 95 and then regret it. Just wait and see. It just saves some gold on the back burner. Save maybe like 20 million gold so you have enough to take, everybody up to 90, 95 if you really need to and not have to even blink an eye at it and still have gold left over. Just don't overinvest in them right now because there's no point. As for Rebirth, I don't think you should invest anything in them. I think if your Rebirth is a little bit tinier, see how well your Rebirth does, and then build your new Avengers up to the difficulty that your Rebirth can do. So if your Rebirth is good enough to, difficulty 8, 25 Scourges, build your new Avengers up to that point if you have the gold for it. If not, don't worry about it. It's not worth it. If you guys have any different thoughts on it, leave a comment down below. I see a lot of traffic coming to this channel as of lately. I do appreciate it. Leave me a subscription if you don't mind. I put out new videos Monday through Friday every single day, maybe an extra video in there if there's new topics to talk about. I got Cosmic Crucible content coming out, which I know has been super, super fun lately. We're going to have a new season coming out, which is going to be great. A lot of new content there. But until then, like and subscribe, guys. And until next time, thanks again for watching. This has been Duel 'em. Later.